Origin Unexplained.
This is Origin Unexplained, and I'm Sue, and tonight, something moved in the sky over Los Angeles. Sirens wailed. The city went dark. Then the military opened fire. What followed was one of the most chaotic, unexplained events in American history, and the thing is, no one agrees on what they were even shooting at. Some say it was a false alarm. Others say it wasn't. Let's go back to the night the sky turned hostile. The year was 1942, the date February 24th. Less than 3 months had passed since the attack on Pearl Harbor, and the West Coast was on edge. That night, just before 7 p.m., military radar detected an unidentified object approximately 120 miles west of Los Angeles. For the next few hours, the alert level was raised. At 2:15 a.m. on February 25th, air raid sirens erupted across the city. Minutes later, the entire region was plunged into blackout. Power cut, lights off, and personally, sounds like UFO activity that people experience in cars, right? Every citizen was ordered to stay indoors, and at exactly 3:16 a.m., the shooting began. Searchlights lit up the sky. Anti-aircraft batteries from Santa Monica to Long Beach unleashed over 1,400 rounds of 12.8-pound shells into the air. Something was out there. Something slow, moving, massive, and, according to witnesses, floating just above the city. What was it? No one could say. And when morning came, there was nothing left. No wreckage, no bodies, no explanation, just smoke, silence, questions that still hang over Los Angeles like fog. As the city awoke to confusion, the real question wasn't just about what didn't fall from the sky. It was about what people swore they saw. All across Los Angeles, eyewitnesses described something strange hovering silently above the city. Some said it looked like a blimp or a massive aircraft just suspended in the beams of searchlights and glowing slightly, yet completely still. Others described a dark object, cigar-shaped, moving slowly, and too slow for a plane and too steady to be drifting. More than one person claimed it didn't look like anything mechanical at all. They said it was something other. Even the press searched, and they picked up on it too. One now famous photo shows searchlights converging on what appears to be a solid object in the clouds. The military later said it was just smoke and light distortion. But people who were there said otherwise. They didn't just hear gunfire. They saw the guns aimed at something. They watched as it absorbed the blasts without falling, without flinching. It just hovered. It moved, and then it vanished. So above, if you're watching from YouTube, you can see the original photo from 1942. Anyone else that's listening from a podcast place or a format like Spotify, you can Google that. February 25th, 1942, Los Angeles, fight in the sky, whatever. It's the iconic black and white image where multiple searchlights are converging on a single point in the sky, and you can see anti-aircraft flak exploding around it. Some people claim the object, caught in the lights looks like a metal or metallic domed craft. Others say it's just smoke and lighting effects. Not in 42. What made people start thinking UFO instead of enemy aircraft wasn't just a mystery. It was the behavior of the object itself. Witnesses described it as massive, silent, and unbothered by fire. That matches reports decades later, right? Objects that hover without sound, resist damage, and disappear without a trace. In the 1947 Roswell case, people described a crash, but before that, in the weeks leading up to it, there were sightings of silver disc-shaped crafts moving too fast for conventional planes. The Battle of Los Angeles object was different. It moved slowly, like it was observing, not escaping. Some even said it just stood still, soaking up the fire. And that's a key trait in many UFO cases. Objects not acting like they're under threat. No evasive maneuvers, no return fire, just presence. The searchlights locked on it. People saw it. It wasn't just radar or noise. That matches with later accounts where radar contact and visual confirmation lined up, like in the 1986 Japan Airlines flight over Alaska, where pilots saw a craft and so did the ground radar. The behavior in LA also fits a technology mismatch pattern. We threw everything we had at it. Anti-aircraft guns, full batteries and battering fighting for over an hour, and nothing touching it. That's common in modern military encounters too, where weapons lock but fail, or where craft simply vanish from the screens. And finally, there's the cover-up pattern. Initial reports confirming something followed by a sudden pivot to denial. It was a weather balloon. It was nothing. That story arc started in Los Angeles and kept showing up every time the unknown crossed into the military airspace. A little over 80 years later, the sky over Los Angeles is quiet. The hills are lit by city glow, not searchlights. However, the night of February 25th, 1942 has not been forgotten because it wasn't just a moment of panic. It was something else. The city went dark. The military fired. People died, and yet nothing fell from the sky. No wreckage, no explanation. Only questions, and maybe that's the part that matters most. Not what we saw, but what we didn't. Because if it really was nothing, why did that nothing hold its ground against over 1,000 rounds of fire? If it really was hysteria, why did so many people describe the same thing in the same place at the same time? If it really was a mistake, why did the story keep changing? It's typical, right? Change the story 100 times, but it wouldn't stand true in a regular court of law. Some say it was an enemy test flight. Others say it was a glitch in the radar system. Some still believe something unknown drifted into our skies that night. Something not built by us, not bound by the limits of our weapons, and not interested in making contact. It just came, watched, and left. And that silence, that refusal to explain itself, is what echoes louder than the sirens ever did. If you're searching for the truth behind forgotten events, secret projects, or unexplained phenomena, there are a few places where the trail of history still leaves its fingerprints. And that would be the National Archives, known as NARA, N-A-R-A, is where much of America's classified past eventually comes to rest. Within its vast catalog lie declassified military files, wartime correspondence, and sometimes the scraps of programs the public was never meant to see. Type in a word like Operation UFO or Air Raid, and you might be surprised what surfaces. The CIA's FOIA electronic reading room is another doorway. Its shelves are digital, but its contents are potent. Inside, you can sift through the agency's own released records, reading memos once marked top secret. Try searching for Project Blue Book, MK Ultra, or even ESP, and you'll see the fragments of investigations the government once denied existed. Then there's the FBI's Digital Vault, a colder archive filled with scanned files from real investigations, famous people, conspiracies, unexplained disappearances, and so on. It's a map of curiosity and obsession, all preserved in typewritten ink. For stories that were told in real time, there's nothing like old newspapers. Sites like newspapers.com or ProQuest historical newspapers also pull you straight into panic, the rumors, and the headlines of the day. You can almost hear the presses rolling in Los Angeles as it fired into its own sky. The Library of Congress holds another layer, a quieter one. Within its digital collections are letters, maps, photos, and broadcast recordings. It's where regional legends, forgotten voices, and official accounts meet. Then there's the Blue Book Archive, the heart of the Air Force's official UFO files. Every report, every sketch, every witness statement from 47 through 69, all preserved. And finally, for those who chase what others overlook, there's the Black Vault. It's a private collection built through relentless freedom of information requests. holding hundreds of thousands of pages on UFOs, secret experiments, and strange government projects. If there's a pattern running through it, yeah, the truth is, it doesn't vanish. It just waits in archives, in forgotten microfilm, in scanned pages, gathering digital dust until someone decides to go looking. However, don't expect to get the full and whole truth of anything. As we all know, things do get removed. So the story you just heard is not a legend or a rumor or a campfire tale. It happened. It was real. It's buried in headlines, eyewitness reports, and official contradictions. And like so many moments, the world wasn't ready to explain. It was box-filled and left behind, tucked into archives under labels like weather balloon, war nerves, or unknown. But the sky, no, that doesn't forget. Neither do the people who saw what they saw. And if history teaches us anything, it's that the strangest events leave the quietest marks until someone goes back to listen. And some stories don't fade. They wait. This was Origin Unexplained with another podcast. I'm Sue, and if you have a story you would like told, all you have to do, or if you want to be on a podcast, is email us at originunexplained, UNX, no E, PLAINED, at gmail.com.
Origin Unexplained.